Yo yo yo, it's your boy Was7ed, and in this gameplay I'm gonna be showing Raid Search and Destroy 4v4 game battles match with my new team, which we put together. And I don't know, Arab found the other three guys, and I'm just here as a lone wolf joining the team. But anyway, I'm showing Raid, and the reason why is because I felt like this is a pretty exciting gameplay. We're actually facing a good team this time. The first gameplay I have shown when it was on Plaza, the very first video, we kind of felt played scrubs, and I know I did really good, but doing really good against scrubs isn't hard. Anybody can do it. So right here, I just want to show you a gameplay against a decent team. They were like 34-2 last season, and this season when we played them, I believe they were like 3-0. And in this video, I just want to talk about how to make a team, how to sustain a team, and how to draw players from a team. Basically, the reason why I want to talk about that is because I've been on many teams, and half the time I'm successful, half the time I'm not. Actually, no, let's not. 1 out of 10 times I'm successful, 9 out of 10 times I'm not. And this is the reason why. So basically, when you come on a team, you're looking for a few things. First of all, the priority is to have a team that's good. Now, that's the first thing I look to, and I'd say that about half the time the team is terrible. The other half the time, the team you don't know if they're really bad or if they're you don't really know anything about them. So what I do is basically I try to find a team. Sometimes I find them on the forums. Sometimes I play with people that know people. It's just basically like, you know, like connections. Like, you know, people that know people. So you send them a message. You're like, do you want to make a team? And you hit them up. Now, when you look for if a team is good, honestly, scrimming isn't the way to go. In my opinion, you should get straight into matches. Either play on second accounts or something. So first I check for that. If I see that my team's good, and basically to check if your team's good, I mean, it's really hard, but like I can just tell by spectating a teammate if he knows what he's doing or if he doesn't. To me, it's really obvious. If he goes to terrible spots and like predictable spots, that's how I know he's bad. If he doesn't have the good gun skill where he wins long range gunfights and hits all his shots, then he's not that great of a teammate. So, you know, that's the first thing you want to look for. And second, I'd say, is probably communication. Communication is really important, and getting along with your team. I don't know how many times I've been on a team where straight up, like, we'd be really good, like honestly we'd have turning potential. And actually the last team I was on, and we just couldn't get along. We'd fight, we'd be yelling at each other half the time even though we're winning. And actually, like 4 teams ago or something like that, we were like 12-0, amazing, slapping everyone. And we had a teammate that was really bad, and we couldn't communicate with him, and we just fought with him the whole time, and he was the leader of the team, so we had to disband a 12-0 team. So second, I'd say, is communication. Now, also, what you want to look for in a team is probably this is probably one of the last things is you want it to be equal, and you want everybody to be just as good. You don't want, you know, like an anchor on your team. And by an anchor, I mean someone who's putting your team down and bringing down your chances of winning. And many times, just like in the example, I've been on a team with that one player or those 2 players that are bad, and what you can do in that scenario is basically, well, what I do in that scenario is, if I know I'm playing with someone good, like for example Arab right here, I've been with him on a few teams now, and the reason for that is because, let's say I make a team and we find 2 bad people and me and him are good, you know. So what we do is we'd get those 2 people off the team and try to get new people. Now let's say we have 1 bad player, we'd get that bad player off and we'd replace him, right? If you're on a team and like you joined it off of the forums, which is like how 90% of the teams form, you join a team off of the forums, and you're basically looking you know, to find a sustainable team, a team that you can do good on. Roster changes will obviously need to be made. I mean, if you join a forum team, a lot of the time it will not be perfect. So what I like to do is basically I join a team, I join a team and I try to find, you know, that one good player. There's two good people on that team that are really good. So half the time when I join, you'll have that one good player, and I can just tell that he's good. And you know, we run matches. I wait until we lose. When we lose, it's just like as I predicted. Me and him on top. The other two guys doing really bad against a good team. Because, like I said, once again, anyone can do good against a bad team. So if you guys run a match and you face a bad team and your teammates all drop kills, don't expect don't get pumped up, and don't expect your team to do that against an actual decent team or a good team or a tournament team. So yeah, so I try to find that one good player, and then me and him, you know, we start running doubles and stuff like that. And that's actually how me and Sparrow, that's the guy that I actually placed in tourneys with, formed. And now he has like, I think 3 or 4 trophies in this game. Or actually it's 2 or 3, I'm not sure, something like that, but he's really good. So that's actually how I found most of the people I play with. So that's another thing you want to look for in a team. Sustaining a team is basically one of the things that I'd say no one can do. Like literally, like only probably like 5 teams out there can do it. Okay, and those teams would probably include Optic Gaming, not even Fear. Fear can't even do it. Envious is sustaining a team pretty good, and I'd say that's about it. That's like there's only like 2 teams actually that can do it that I can think of. There's probably a few more, and there's a few like unknown teams that can that can obviously do it, but from the really known teams, those are the only teams. I mean, if I'm on Twitter and constantly I see people switching rosters. Now right now the $1 million tournament came out, and I mean that's pretty exciting, and the only thing that was a little, you know, bad about it is that there's an 18 years of age requirement, and the prize pool for that is $1 million. So I mean, if you're going and the prize pool is $1 million and there's a player stopping you from achieving that, then obviously you're gonna have to replace him if he's not 18. So that caused a lot of roster changes. But other than that, I mean, like useless roster changes where people are playing and like they get in a fight and they change someone. So sustaining a team almost never works, and that ties in with, you know, every other factor that I said. So sustaining a team ties with having good teammates. It ties with having good communication and just chemistry. It ties with everything. So it ties with that. And in general, like honestly, in Call of Duty, like I don't know why, but Call of Duty is just one of those games where like roster changes happen so often. Like I don't know, when I play like or watch League of Legends or like StarCraft or whatever, people there never, like, roster changes happen rarely. They rarely happen, and that's if like one player like can't play anymore or something to that point, you know. But in Call of Duty, we have roster changes all the time, and I guess it's because, you know, I mean, people just, I mean, I guess it's a lot harder to find that chemistry within a team. But then again, like Call of Duty, you don't need as much chemistry for as, for example, League of Legends, and my teammates get shit on right there. Yeah, just thought I'd point that out. But yeah, Call of Duty you don't need as much chemistry for as opposed to like League of Legends. So like for example, Call of Duty, if you're running a search and destroy tourney and you have like 3 people, you could pick up a good 4th and still win that tourney against a team that's been playing with each other for like 3 years. Just because in Call of Duty, if you play as an individual, or at least in search and destroy, it's like that. If you play as an individual and not as a team, you could still win. I know in variant or MLG variant or UMG roles, it's a little different. Obviously, a lot more goes to it because you need an anchor, you need all that, but still, chemistry isn't as strong. It's more like everybody having a role. But yeah, it still matters. It definitely still matters to a certain point. I don't think it just doesn't matter as much. And once again, back to the $1 million tournament. I thought that's pretty crazy, considering we're playing. I mean, if you think about it, like people talk shit about Duty because they thought it wouldn't go anywhere competitive, just because it doesn't take as much skill. And like if you look at the prize, MLG Dallas was $50,000, which is already a lot. And like League of Legends players talk so much shit about Call of Duty, and like so do StarCraft. Like they wonder why it's on the circuit, and they think their
Eliminate the
games are
objectives.
much better. And then
Bomb acquired.
when we ask for proof, they just say, look at the prizes. But now we have something to show, like $1 million prize pool. That's pretty much what League of Legends has for the whole season. This is just for a single tournament, so that's definitely an
Bomb
achievement, and
active.
I'm proud. Like, even if you're not participating, you should still be proud as a part of the community, because I mean, if this esport went big, you could say that you were a part of it and that you were like one of the better players. Like, at least, I definitely say that. I won a few tournaments in this game if I was to brag. But I'm gonna go into the gameplay here a little bit and just explain why I showed this gameplay once again. So I had a few choices of gameplay. So I had like a one map where I dropped 15 kills,
Good
and this
job.
actually
Get
got
ready
me
for the
kicked
next
off of
round.
my team. That match where I dropped 15 kills got me kicked off of my team because I posted the picture on Twitter, and my teammates got mad because they thought I was talking shit. But anyway, yeah, my teammates thought I was talking shit, and
Switching
the reality was
sides.
that it was just a joke. So that fucked
Search and
everything up.
destroy.
But again, back to why I was showing this
Defend the
gameplay. So
objective.
yeah, so I had a few gameplays, and most of them were better than this one. Like, I had a better score. But when I looked at the gameplay, I realized that there's really like, if I'm dropping 15 kills, I mean, I don't feel like I can show you the spots to its full potential, because if I'm dropping 15 kills, I'm probably rushing, I'm not playing smart, and I'm most likely playing a bad team. And if somebody's looking here to get tips and they see me playing and they try to use those spots against a good team, and right here I'm just gonna stop and look how I predicted this guy watching flank right there. I knew he was watching flank from somewhere. But anyway,
Bomb online.
yeah, so if someone's watching me and they're looking for spots and they watch that gameplay and they're trying to use those spots against a good team, it's not going to work. So this would be the gameplay that I would use if I was looking for spots and I was looking for, some smart gameplay and gameplay that shows me how to cover
You're all that
everything. This is the
remains.
gameplay I would
Finish
show.
the
But
mission.
anyway, right here I get bomb defused and we win 6-4. I drop 10 and 5, so
Bomb
it's nothing like
defused.
crazy, but it's decent. It's pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed, and it'd be great if you guys could comment here, like the video, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.
Operation complete. Nice job, squad.